Hey guys, today we will be exploring how to make your very own cartoon show.
Coming up next.
I'm Lily, and I have my very own cartoon here on YouTube. Demonic Crepes is a show about a girl named Sophie who moves to Japan to be a manga artist. However, her life becomes a little more complicated when her demon cat's enemies come back for revenge. Today, I'm going to show you how to go about making an original cartoon completely from scratch. Since this is an update from my previous How to Make a Cartoon tutorial, we're going to step it up a notch. By the end of this, you're going to have your very own pitch. I know you can do it. Don't stress. I'm going to be here with you and we'll go through all the steps together. First of all, let's talk about your concept. This is important. This is what your show is all about. Now, you heard me earlier talking about stepping it up a notch. And what do I mean by that? I mean that the show I'm going to be showing you, that I'm going to be building from scratch, is going to be an ensemble piece. So instead of just having one character in the middle and then just having a bunch of side characters, this is going to be a team event. So it's kind of like Sailor Moon, the Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers. So there's a bunch of color-coded characters who are saving the day and have different dynamics with each other. My concept for this example that I'm going to be showing you, the ground up basically, is not demonic crepes, but something we're going to be calling Valkyrie. The Valkyrie come from Norse mythology. They're basically the guardians of Asgard, and they fly on horseback. So I thought this was really, really cute because it had a lot of potential for Monster of the Week structure. The mythology was really fun and not explored very often in media. It has great location potential. Warrior princesses are fun. You can have lots of fun animals in there, and there's a lot of action potential in there too. While, like any show, this can really be enjoyed by anyone, but we want to tie down a key demographic. For me, I'm kind of gearing this show towards girls 6 to 11. This is because I feel like the show would really appeal to this age group who is imaginative, looking for role models, bright, fun, and of course the parents will spend money on dolls. Number 2 is the big one, your characters. This is the heart of your series. This will also be the first few pages of your pitch Bible. If executives aren't interested, they won't even read past these first couple pages, so this is your time to shine. So I'm sure most of you watching this video right now have characters bouncing around your head, the ones you just can't stop drawing and such, and I'm so glad you're excited to finally make them into a TV show. And while we want to express everything about these characters, we gotta keep it brief. And we'll talk more about keeping it brief later on. You want to really express things like their personality, their goals, their interests, but also keep them intrigued. Don't show all your cards yet. Here, I'm making a show, call it Valkyrie. It's about 5 teens who become defenders of Asgard and the mortal realm. This base concept comes from Norse mythology, so I did some research. While the show doesn't have to be 100% historically accurate, I mean, hello, flying horses, I gotta know my stuff. So I assembled my team. Let's design them. I started off with shapes. Shapes are super, super important in design, especially in animation character design. So I actually did a tutorial about shape language and animation over there previously, so I definitely recommend checking that out when you guys start designing your characters. I want to express all sorts of shapes and heights and colors and hair because it is an ensemble. I want everyone to stick out in their own way, while also being, of course, like a consistent show look. After the shape blocking, I could really start feeling the characters coming forward, and I could block in a little bit more of their details. And of course, I lay down a couple design rules for my girls. 1, Valkyrie are ladies.
You know, I used to want to be a Valkyrie when I was younger, until I found out that you were all women.
Number 2, I wanted them to be aged 14 to 17. Number 3, everyone's got to have a different kind of braid in their hair. Number 4, they're all going to be color-coded, much like a lot of other ensemble shows. And number 5 is they will each have a signature jewel of the color code. So next up, I had to name my girls. After designing for a while, they became really, really real to me, and I really kind of got to know them better. I looked up a list of Norse mythology names for girls, and yeah, you won't believe how many sites there are for that. I made a list of all my favorites and connected them to the girls that suited them best. If you guys are having trouble with this one, especially because this one was like from scratch, these characters were not on my mind before I started this tutorial. I imagined the girls in my head like speaking to each other, and if it sounded natural between the characters, I stuck with it. And up next, into personalities. Again, keep this brief. I know you're super excited about your characters, but we gotta get the attention of executives or whoever you're gonna be presenting this to. And they don't wanna be reading like tons and tons of lore. When writing the blurbs on each character's page, I kept in mind the relationship between the Guardians and how this affected the team dynamic. Runa, my main character, I made pink. This is just because it's my favorite color, and I think a doll would look super cute and sell pretty well on shelves. I made her bright, resourceful, like many role models for girls are. But she can't be perfect. That's absolutely no fun. She's got to change somehow throughout the show. You don't have to spell it out. Just make people go, ooh, and then what happened? To set her up for future conflict, I gave her an older twin who is the heir to the throne. The twin wants a more simple life and doesn't care much for being queen, while Runa really, really wants to be queen, but she's gotta prove her worth. That is her drive. She's gotta grow. And so for the rest of the team are also color-coded. I wanted them to be a quick read, but not a trope. I wasn't gonna make them the sporty one, the smart one, the cute one. This isn't a boy band. The illustration of each character can really also express a lot visually. Even if the person reading your packet doesn't read every single paragraph, they can still just look at the character and be like, oh, this one is very peppy, or this one's insecure, or this one, feels very strongly about something. Remember, you really want to draw people in with these. Using posing and expression is a really, really good way to get your message across about what your character is like. So you can see I put their name, a little title underneath them, and then the blurb underneath, and then of course the character in the middle. Be sure not to add their favorite color and their star sign. That's not necessary for now. After Runa's page, who is the leader of the Valkyrie, the rest of the characters in the order that they were chosen to join the team. First, we have Amma. She loves everyone, a loyal friend, a fellow princess. Most Valkyrie I found were actually daughters of nobility. She's very emotional and gets infatuated with boys. Amma is a total sweetie. Sylvie is strictly logical, not very soft and emotional like the first two Guardians. She's the daughter of the captain of the guard and disciplined warrior from the time she was a kid. She has a really great sense of camaraderie and teamwork, but she conflicts a lot with Runa, thinking that she should have been the one to lead the Valkyrie. Nana is a talented opera singer. She acts like the big sister of the group, basically. She is an international celebrity, and when offstage, she's a little more reserved and kind of keeps to herself. She's kind of a mysterious lone wolf sort of character. Amma is the youngest and the only one to be a peasant. She's skilled in weaponry since she was trained in blacksmithing. She's insecure about not being from noble blood and strives to be the best guardian she can be. She fangirls over Nana, which she doesn't really appreciate. Next up, we're going to be designing some props. Here I'm going to just show a pretty quick prop design. I chose something that would be fun but also important to the show. I designed the spear that each Valkyrie holds. Like the character design, I had a lot of rules that need to be followed. In a lineup, I wanted the weapons to be consistent, so you could just go in and, make one spear heart-shaped or something like that. However, for today's purposes, I just gave everyone the same base of the spear. I drew both head-on and a side view, and along with a character for a height reference. And then the tip of the spear will have the signature color along with the little jewels that kind of coordinate to each character. Will kind of be dangling. This will be really fun. When it's animated, it'll have great motion when they're swinging the spear around in battle, or they're flying on their Pegasus or something like that. So that's a little cute little charm. It's oh, it's a weapon. Why'd you do that? It's fun. And also kind of shows whose weapon is whose. So even if somebody drops it, you can still be oh, I know whose that is. And the little wings match their helmet. Congratulations! You're on your way to making your very own cartoon show. The ride is far from over, so be sure to stay tuned for part 2. I hope you're excited to unravel your new show. If you feel overwhelmed, it's okay. You took the very first step today and you got started. Shout out to our patrons on Patreon, Embro Comics, Nadir, Javier Mendez, Justin R. Williams, and Nico Weaver. If you want to join the fun and support this channel, we're at patreon.com/bubblegumcartoons. The fan art of the week goes to 404 Coffee Not Found. I love this screenshot redraw from the animated short, Sophie's Picnic Panic, that's coming soon to YouTube. I love how you added like the little cherries to the picnic blanket, and I love Sophie's expression. It is so cute and like full of wonder. So thank you so much for sharing your art with us. Until next time, guys, stay inspired.